Who should be the #1 high school basketball player in the senior class of 2026? Currently, it's Tyran Stokes, and the kid's an absolute beast. He deserves it. But I love to ponder the question because I love rankings, I love recruiting, and I got potentially two names that I think could overtake him at that spot. So currently, obviously Tyran, he's the #1 player in the country. He's 6'7", 245. They list him as a small forward, but I think he could really expand to a 2 guard as well as potentially play a small ball 4. So quite a bit of versatility, but this dude could talk. He could talk a lot of trash, which is not a bad thing, but it's definitely something to look at for coaches and for rankings. Now, the other guy that I think could overtake him at that 1 spot is Mika Merson. And he's gained a ton of traction in the last year, specifically the last probably 3 months as well. He was unranked a year ago, and now he cracked the top 50, top 20. Now he's top 15. The kid's 6'11", 200 pounds. Now, obviously the weight room is going to be calling his name for quite a while, but the dude is so raw, just an absolute archetype for any NBA GM. They're just salivating looking at this guy. Now, Miikka is only ranked at 15, so it would take quite a bit in just less than a year for him to get that #1 spot, but it's not impossible because, like Tyran, Miikka is still growing. He's 6'11". He could hit that 7-foot mark easy in the next couple years. So that is something to look forward at, and he's listed as a power forward. If he hits that 7-foot mark even more, I could see him being a 5, even though he's not the strongest. Look at Chet Holmgren. He can play the 5, and he's pretty slight. And call me crazy, but I think he can play the 3. He's got very quick feet for his build, and if he hits a weight room, gets more agile, his knees and his ankles will definitely get stronger, and he'll be able to push his body to the limit. Now, enter option number 3, and maybe even more of a dark horse, Baba Oladiton. I don't know if I said his last name right, but everybody knows Baba. This dude was a #1 player in the 2027 draft, so the #1 high school junior. He decides to reclassify to become a senior because it's a slightly weaker class, and immediately gets that #8 spot. For anyone unfamiliar with his game, he's baby KD. He's 6'10", 180 pounds. And an interesting quote I found was that Kevin Durant's actual father watched Baba play when Baba was about 7 or 8 years old. Kevin Durant's father said that Baba, at that age, was the closest he had ever seen anyone to his son Kevin Durant play, because of the ability to get a shot off with a hand in his face and that tight handle. If Tyran wants to lock down the #1 ranking, he's got to stop playing football and he's got to improve that outside jumper. It's not a done deal. Anything can happen. Look back at 2013 when Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker were fighting for that #1 spot, and eventually Andrew Wiggins did take it. So let me know what you think. Who will be the #1 high school basketball player of 2026?